Stop scrolling, because what happened in this coffee shop is something you'll remember long after this video ends. It began on an ordinary morning, the kind where people rush past each other without noticing the silent struggles happening right beside them. But that day, one silent struggle turned into a moment that changed 2 lives forever. If you're new here, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the end, because this story is going to make you believe in kindness, connection, and the unexpected ways life brings people together. Emily stood outside the small brick-front cafe, hand squeezing the strap of her bag. She always arrived early, before the rush. Crowds made things harder. Noise didn't bother her, she couldn't hear it anyway, but faces moving too fast, people getting impatient, baristas asking questions she couldn't understand, that part hurt. She rehearsed the same routine every morning. She typed her order into the notes app on her phone, large caramel latte, extra foam, then she would show it, smile politely, pay, and quietly step aside. Simple. Predictable. Safe. But today the cafe was packed. A sudden machine breakdown had delayed orders, leaving the place buzzing with stress. When she finally stepped to the counter, the barista looked distracted, flustered, and overwhelmed. Emily opened her phone, but her fingers shook. She accidentally closed the app. She tried again. Wrong button again. Wrong screen. Her anxiety skyrocketed. The barista frowned. "Ma'am? What would you like?" Emily froze. She raised her hands to sign. "Wait, I'm deaf, just 1 second." But of course, the barista didn't understand. "Ma'am, there's a line," he said, impatience creeping into his tone. A heat rose behind her eyes. Not anger. Shame. She hated moments like this, when the world felt too loud, too fast, and she felt painfully, helplessly left behind. Someone behind her sighed loudly. Another person muttered, "Come on." Emily lowered her gaze. Her throat tightened. She didn't want to cry, not here. Not again. Then a small hand tugged at her sleeve. Emily turned. A boy with messy brown hair stood there, holding a little stuffed dinosaur. He grinned widely at her, then looked up at the tall man behind him. "Daddy," he said softly, "she's signing. Like Mommy used to." The man's expression changed instantly, from mild annoyance at the long line to open, stunned understanding. Michael stepped forward. He gently touched Emily's shoulder, not unexpected, not sudden, just enough for her to look up. Then, he signed, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" Emily blinked in shock. It had been so long since anyone in public had spoken to her in her language. Sign language, her world, was rarely understood by strangers. She nodded slowly, relief washing through her. Michael signed again. "What's your order?" "I can tell them for you." Her hands moved gracefully now, confident, natural. "Caramel latte. Large. Extra foam." Michael turned to the barista. "She'd like a large caramel latte with extra foam," he said calmly. "She's deaf. She was trying to tell you." The barista's face reddened. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize." Emily smiled, small but sincere. It wasn't anger she felt now, just gratitude, and strangely, hope. When she stepped aside to wait for her drink, Michael and his son joined her. The little boy lifted his dinosaur toward her proudly as if offering it for inspection. Emily laughed silently, a soft breathy sound that only she could hear. The boy giggled. Michael signed a bit slowly, clearly out of practice, but he tried. "I'm Michael. This is Ethan. My wife, she passed away 2 years ago. She was deaf. She taught me to sign, but I haven't used it in a while." Emily's eyes softened with compassion. "I'm sorry," she signed. He nodded. Then he added, hesitating a little, "You sign beautifully." Color warmed her cheeks. "Thank you." For the first time in a long while, she felt seen, not as someone struggling, not as someone different, but simply as a person worth speaking to. Their drinks came. Ethan squealed because his hot chocolate had rainbow marshmallows. Michael lifted the cup, then glanced at Emily. He signed, "Would you like to sit with us?" "Only if you want." Emily hesitated, old fears tugging at her. Letting people in had never been easy. But something about Michael felt gentle. Safe. Familiar in a way she couldn't explain. She nodded. They sat by the window. Sunlight spilled across the table as Ethan told long, animated stories, half-spoken and half-signed. Michael translated when needed. Emily laughed often, sometimes signing, sometimes scribbling on napkins, sometimes simply enjoying being understood. Minutes turned into an hour. An hour slid into two. Michael finally looked at her, signing slow and sincere. I'm glad we met today. Ethan loves you already. I'd like to see you again, if that's okay. Emily's heart fluttered in her chest. She signed, I'd like that too. What began as a morning filled with anxiety had turned into something unexpectedly beautiful. A quiet connection born from shared language, shared struggles, and shared hope. Weeks passed. Coffee shop mornings became their ritual. Ethan grew attached to her, Michael grew closer to her, and Emily, who had spent years feeling alone in silence, found life becoming bright, warm, and full again. Her smile changed, not just visible, but alive, because sometimes all it takes is one moment. One person. One act of kindness that bridges worlds. And on that day, in a crowded cafe, a single dad who remembered how to sign brought light back into a deaf woman's life, and she brought something back into his too. If this story touched your heart, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a reminder.